Live for your home. That's what the father always told our protagonist. The meaning of that is that he didn't want him to desire anything and always be a shadow of his older brother. Our hero falls to the ground, and the soldiers around say they never imagined that it was possible for one person against so many knights. A long-haired guy says it's expected from the brother of that person. Cyan leaks the guy in front of him is Boris, who gives a twisted smile while Cyan asks who sent him. With dagger in hand, he wants to know if it was the Emperor. Seeing him activate the power, Boris says that Mist is disgusting, and he's an assassin from the Mist group. Because of this, he will be eliminated for affiliating with the heretics. Cyan wishes him good luck to try to get out of here alive, but Boris tells him that he has already placed a barrier of 9 stars in this place. The protagonist knows he has to get out of there urgently and find out who caused the incident with his brother, telling Boris that he will break any barrier he has raised when suddenly someone says enough Cyan. Cyan is startled and doesn't know what to say, remembering his father's words, live for your home and your brother a shell at the house itself. The success of the house depends on the success of a shell. Cyan can't believe it, the guy behind it all turns out to be his brother. After all, he falls to his knees as a shell says he must be wondering why he's there. The brother approaches and Cyan asks what that means. As Shell says he has done his job very well so far, but for this house and for his own brother, he will release him from sins. Cyan can't understand what he did wrong. Looking at his mist, Ashel says that is disgusting, and long ago, he was no longer human. He shouts at him, saying he has been deceiving everyone. Cyan thinks about those words and loses his mind. What he's saying doesn't make sense. The difficulties with the Empire's throne, the subjugation of the Demon King's army, the continent unification war. He helped his brother win all of that and conquer everything he has. He punches the ground, saying that the life he receives dedicated to this person, but now the ones to throw him away after he has come so far when he worked like a dog for 20 years. Cyan says that even if his body breaks, he will give everything he has at this moment since he can kill him. The soldiers are incredulous at the mana. He still has transformed. Cyan says his brother is shameful, being the only hero and trying to kill a family member. Ashel looks angrily and Cyan goes for it. He easily defending himself while Cyan says he only needs one attack. He sees an opportunity and goes for the blow, but hits against a barrier. The fight is not one-on-one, and Boris is protecting Ashel, who takes advantage of this to strike a blood with Cyan's belly. With the sword in his belly, he says he thought about letting him go easily, but he really showed the dark side in the end. It really is a relief that he never trusted him for a second. He pulls out the sword, kicks Cyan, and leaves with a group. Fallen Cyan thinks it's a ridiculous end. It makes no sense to die like this from one moment to the next. He attacks Ashel again, tells him to die, and puts the dagger to his neck, but an explosion of light sweeps through his body. A voice calls for a young master, and a boy wakes up sweaty in bed. The maid asks how long he's going to sleep, and Cyan asks if it's Emily looking at her. He thinks it's been 20 years since they met, but she lives the same as the day he met her. He recognizes the room as the one he lived in when he was younger, and it hits him that he has returned to the time when he was a child. Emily tells him to stop messing up in the bed and go to training, and Cyan wonders what training she's talking about staying, that he's back in the Vert family. He's sure it's the past. Maybe these are memories, but he remembers perfectly. This was on March 1st, 27 years ago, a year before he entered the academy. At the beginning of each month, there was an open training fight for the public. It was an important event even for his father. His opponent was a boy named Kranz Vert, a brother who was also born from another mother, but was the same age as him. His mother Marguerite was the official wife of the Duke. Because of this, her son received much more attention. Cyan, being the son of an illegitimate wife, was humiliated that day, and that's when his father told him to do nothing and give up. Emily asks why he doesn't give up, while Cyan now says he's just going to win quickly, but he hesitates when he realizes that a simple thin sword is extremely heavy for this body, Sao. He is sure it's not a dream or a memory, but he hadn't heard of magic like this, and wonders if he really went back in time. Kran says it's incredible that he didn't run away, and when Cyan looks at his father, tells him to start. The brother goes up asking where he's looking, and clearly he's confident it's going to be easy, but Cyan wonders why he's so slow. A step to the side, and the brother cuts the wind. Kran says he's a coward and comes to give another attack, but he takes a blow to the hand that makes him drop the sword. A kick to the shin, and he rises in pain, falling to the ground crying. The mother calls for the boy, while the father seems interested seeing him on the ground. Cyan knows that if he puts the blade to his neck, it's over, but he remembers that in the past, this guy tormented him, and the bullying continued even at the academy, so now he has to end him, so that he never thinks of doing something like that again. In this second life given to him, he will live for himself. The fight ended with Kranz being completely defeated. The Duke postponed the plans because he wanted to talk to Cyan and even put one of the knights who worked for him to keep an eye on him. In the corridor, he sees Kranz's mother and he is sure she's back from the infirmary. With a mischievous smile, Cyan asks if her son's okay. Duchess, she says he is shameless to say that after what he did to his brother. Cyan ignores her, saying it's normal for this to happen in training. The Duchess says, "That's why you don't talk to illegitimate children. Filthy mother, filthy child, and you should have stayed picking up trash from the streets." Cyan looks back, thinking she'd crossed the line and wondering if he should kill her.